evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Frisco. It is Thursday, the 15th of January. This is CTV News. Tonight, tale of the tape. Surveillance video captures a suspect tossing a grenade into a maritime business. Spreading their wings and flying away. Maritime snowbirds giving up their U.S. properties. And pocket-sized pets seeking homes for non-traditional cuddly companions.
Live from our Maritime's News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Bruce Frisco.
Good evening. Surveillance video is shedding new light on an unsettling incident in Sydney last week. You'll recall a large area had to be evacuated when a live grenade was found inside a local business. A video appears to show how it got there. CTV's Ryan McDonald has more.
The video was shared with us and posted to social media by the people who run the car repair center on Pitt Street in Sydney, where Cape Breton Regional Police say a live grenade was found inside on the morning of January 7th. The first surveillance video is timestamped 3:29 a.m., though the garage owners say it was really an hour later. It appears to show someone firing a slingshot at the front door of the business, then unsuccessfully trying to bust open the window with their elbow. A few minutes later, the person is seen returning and breaking a hole in the window with what appears to be a hammer before tossing something inside and then sprinting away into the night. A third video shows what that looked like from the inside of the business. A flash of light can be seen when the item is dropped through the hole in the window just before the person outside the door runs away. Police say they were called to the scene at about 7:30 that morning, found a live grenade inside, and closed the area off for the day and evacuated some nearby businesses. An emergency alert was issued as well. Later in the day, at about 5 p.m., the grenade was detonated on site by a military explosives team that traveled down from Halifax. No arrests have been made in the case, and no one was hurt. The business says that it's offering a $10,000 cash reward for information that leads to an arrest. We also contacted Cape Breton Regional Police today for any update about this, but they simply told us that this remains an ongoing investigation. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Thank you, Ryan. Well, after another delay, the Jansen Baker double murder trial continued today. It's a bomb scare at the Moncton Law Courts, delaying the trial for over 90 minutes this morning, but proceedings did get underway just after 11. Testimony coming from RCMP officers who worked in the investigation. 29-year-old Baker has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Bernard and Rosemarie Saunier. They were shot to death in their home in Dieppe in September of 2019. The trial will resume on Monday. Some newly released court documents suggest potential problems in the relationship of the couple caring for the missing Sullivan children. Newly unsealed court documents, the mother of the 2 children alleges that her common-law partner was sometimes physically abusive during their 3-year relationship. The excerpts from police interviews with unproven allegations from Malaya Brooks Murray suggest the stepfather, Daniel Martel, would try to block her, hold her down, and pushed her once. None of the allegations have been tested in court. Martel is not facing any charges. He also denied the allegations to reporters today, saying it's part of an ongoing narrative to, quote, make him look evil. 5-year-old Jack, 6-year-old Lily Sullivan reported missing from their home in Lansdowne Station on May 2nd last year. Multiple exhaustive searches have turned up no sign of either one of them.
Get the Maritime's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Busy afternoon for emergency responders in the New Minas area of Nova Scotia today. Firefighters, RCMP, paramedics responding to reports of a multi-vehicle crash along Highway 101 between exits 11A and 12. There's word a westbound vehicle reportedly clipped a transport truck in the same lane and then crossed the highway into the eastbound traffic before slamming through a guardrail and down an embankment into some water. The driver was being assessed by EHS at the scene. Busy grocery store in the south end of Halifax was shut down for part of the evening. The Queen Street Sobeys was evacuated and closed down while crews dealt with some kind of refrigeration leak. Customers arriving to shop were being turned away. Neighbors reported fire trucks at the scene earlier, but they did leave. No other details available this evening. There is evidence a program designed to get homeless people out of provincially funded hotel rooms and into long-term housing is working. CTV's Jesse Thomas has more.
The province says the number of people staying in provincially funded hotel rooms have dropped dramatically over the past year, from more than 250 people to just 36, an 80% decrease. Officials credit the change largely to the province's master lease program, which helps people move into longer-term supportive housing.
When you're looking at people who are in emergency shelters for whatever reason, whether they're fleeing domestic violence or suddenly lost their job and become homeless, the most critical need is to feel safe. And so we had far too many people living in hotels with their families, and that was not something that any of us wanted to do.
Launched in 2024, the program sees the province and support agencies partner to lease housing units and then sublease to those who need housing for usually 30% of their income. Elizabeth Fry Society of Cape Breton has 12 units and say it's making a big difference in people's lives.
We know it's very difficult to work on your addiction or your mental health or all the situations that brought you into the prison or the criminal justice system if you don't have a place to live.
The province says the hotel rooms were always meant as a short-term emergency measure, not a permanent solution. They plan to expand the program. Jesse Thomas, CTV News, Halifax.
A decade after it closed, pressure seems to be mounting on the owners of a Maritime potash mine to consider reopening it. Saskatchewan-based Nutrien still employs about 80 people at the site near Sussex to mine salt for de-icing roads, but the company says there is no clear, viable path to go back to getting potash. The Natural Resources Minister has been urging Nutrien to provide a list of what would be needed to make that happen.
There isn't common ground or common understanding in that process. I could envision you could see a regulatory framework that would call upon that company to begin a process of either handing over, if it's in the form of a claim, or and this would be far more complex, would be commencing a process where they would sell that geological asset.
Heron will unveil the province's new comprehensive mineral strategy in March, which would detail steps to reopen that potash mine. With nearly 500 seniors in New Brunswick waiting for nursing home beds, there are calls for the province to think outside the box to find a solution. As CTV's Laura Brown tells us tonight, advocates argue the situation is getting more and more critical.
Cecile Casista is fed up.
I'm not hanging around to watch our seniors lie in these kinds of conditions. I want change, and I want it now.
The longtime seniors advocate feels people are blaming seniors for what's happening in hospitals across the province. As of December 31st, 450 seniors were waiting in hospital for a long-term care placement, according to Casista. She says the time for reports and studies is over. She's demanding a plan.
We need to deal with the assessments. We need to have a separate department for our seniors. Why do seniors have to continue fighting for justice? And that's exactly what's happening out there.
Last week, it was revealed a senior spent 3 days in an ambulance bay turned medical unit at Fredericton's Chalmers Hospital, where there's no running water or proper washrooms, little privacy, and the lights are on 24/7. The unit was created because over a third of the hospital's actual beds are being used by patients waiting for long-term care.
NB Housing builds public housing for people on low income. The Premier should give the mandate to NB Housing to build rapidly long-term care homes for people who desperately need them, to free up beds in our hospitals and to get those people out of the hospitals who are stuck there and declining.
For Green Party leader David Kuhn, it's a stopgap measure, but the solution is for the province to build more long-term care facilities quicker.
We're in the era of supposedly building infrastructure, build Canada, so we need to get going.
The Premier has promised a long-term care plan is coming early this year. According to Horizon Health's data, last week, just one patient waiting in hospital for long-term care was discharged. Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
Word that the Halifax casino is relocating to a business park in Dartmouth is generating a lot of buzz in the real estate and planning communities these days.
Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Since I came to Nova Scotia, I haven't seen a great opportunity site like this open up.
Assessed at nearly $50 million, few spots are better than the current casino location, so you'd expect buyers to be lining up for that property, especially with a large housing development that's in the works right across the street.
I'm thinking, basketball courts, some hardcore things, maybe some pickleball courts, really, truly recreational open space for people who are living in the downtown.
It is a very unique property, and generally speaking, the more unique a property, the more it can present challenges for repurposing it.
The Premier agrees there is much to consider here and vows the province will work through the best offers and the best options. All right, time for our first break. Still to come tonight, Kaylin's full forecast, and we'll examine how some retailers are ramping up security because of rampant threats. Coming up next, though, end of an era.
I just found it's not for me anymore.
Canadian snowbirds are giving up treasured properties south of the border for reasons you probably get. That story's next. Stay with us.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter.
Finally, tomorrow is the big day, Passport to Paradise. We're kicking it off at 6 a.m.
Join us then to win one of 30 trips for two to beaches, Turks and Caicos.
This is typically the time of year when maritime snowbirds start flocking south to escape the winter. Some of them have left, as usual, to go to Florida. However, there are others who not only don't want to travel to the States, they're actually selling their properties down there. CTV's Emma Convey has more.
We had lots of memories there with them, and then the memories we have here from the park.
This time last year, Gwen and Paul Edmond were already unpacked for their 5-month stay in Florida. Things have changed. They plan to return in March to pack it all up for good.
I sort of feel the tension in the air. Some of our friends are feeling different and some are the same as us. And I just found it's not for me anymore.
After traveling south for years, they bought their first condo in 2011. Now their latest winter home is in a 55-plus park in Largo, Florida.
There's something every day for everyone that lives there. And there's there were a lot of Canadians in our park. Not quite so much now.
I hear comments, that they think it's a joke to talk about the 51st state, and somebody who was told to get back in their car and head back to Canada.
Others like Martin Firestone, a Canadian who will spend the next 4 months in Delray Beach, Florida, says the only difference he's noticed is less travelers.
There are no lineups anymore like there used to be at restaurants or other attractions. So I guess in many ways to us personally, that's a positive, but to the owners of the businesses, maybe not so. So things are normal as ever.
Some are content to stay, while others know the market is tough, so will hold tight. But for Paul and Gwen, they are ready to close the doors on their place in Florida. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Okay, thank you, Emma. Time for a quick little break. When we return, it is your complete maritime weather forecast. We've been very lucky avoiding the snow and the bitterly cold temperatures. Will that hold up? Kaylin will let us know. We come back. January 15th, it's Thursday evening. I guess the rain has largely moved out now.
The first round is, we got round number 2 still on its way in, Bruce.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we're not done with this one yet. It's kind of a slow-moving weather system to get past the Maritimes. There's another round of moisture headed up from the south in and along this weather front that's trailing down the eastern seaboard of the United States. So that's going to be filling in across parts of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island as we move through tonight into the start of the day on Friday. So if you're thinking about your morning plans, once again, for the morning hours, at least early morning hours, you're planning for some rain to be around PEI, much of Nova Scotia, except into the southwest of the province where it's likely already turning over to some flurries. Other parts of the Maritimes for tomorrow, as that rain clears off towards the northeast, there is going to be an area of snow across northern areas of New Brunswick. Possible accumulations in that between 2 and 5 centimeters. Other parts of the Maritimes in the afternoon, likely to see some flurries moving through as temperatures fall. Why are those temperatures falling? Because the wind direction is changing for tomorrow. We're headed over to a west and northwest wind. It is going to be increasing in strength, so it's going to be a gusty day tomorrow with peak wind gusts up between 40 and 70 kilometers per hour. And that west and northwest wind, it's going to be drawing colder air off the continent into the Maritime region, which is why our temperatures fall from the morning into and through the afternoon. Now, temperatures for tonight are mostly expected to remain on the plus side of the scale for southern areas, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Nova Scotia, but falling below 0 for northern and some western areas of New Brunswick. So there, be careful about any wet surfaces turning icy, and then that'll be something the rest of the Maritimes needs to watch for throughout the day on Friday and into Friday evening. Temperatures will fall from these morning highs of between 0 and -6 throughout the day in the north of New Brunswick, and these are the high temperatures tomorrow morning for southern areas, New Brunswick, between 1 and 4 degrees, but again falling into and through the afternoon. Prince Edward Island with high temperatures at the start of the day between 3 and 4 degrees, and then falling down towards and below freezing as we move into the afternoon, as will the temperatures for Nova Scotia. So these high temperatures here, 3 to 6 degrees for Cape Breton, 3 to 6 degrees for the North Shore and Eastern Shore of Nova Scotia. That's early in the morning, and then falls. As for northern and central areas of Nova Scotia, high temperatures tomorrow, 3 to 5 degrees, but once again, falling below 0 heading into the afternoon, as it will for the southwest of the province. Taking a look at our extended forecast for New Brunswick. Coming up on Saturday, during the day, another round of light snow developing, maybe with additional snowfall amounts between 1 and 5 centimeters. Snow is still possible Sunday night into Monday. There has been a fair bit of uncertainty with the timing of that weather system and how close it'll get to New Brunswick. And then after that, a mix of sun and cloud follows for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, and temperatures are going to be getting colder. For Nova Scotia, in the outlook coming up on Saturday, there'll be some light snow developing, mostly late in the day, maybe some amounts of 1 to 5 centimeters. A mixture of snow and rain possible Sunday night into Monday. After that, flurries in the forecast for Tuesday. And then it becomes cold on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Daytime high temperatures could actually be a few to several degrees below the freezing mark. And for Prince Edward Island in the forecast, we've got some light snow developing on Saturday, maybe 1 to 5 centimeters. Cloudy on Sunday with snow possible Sunday night into Monday. Flurries in the forecast for Tuesday, then cold with a mix of sun and cloud for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Bruce.
Starting to look a little more like January, hey?
Towards the end of that 7-day forecast.
Towards the end, for sure. Okay, thank you. Wake up weather still to come. Stay with us. There is a whole lot more to come.
#1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
So an increasing number of retailers have been forced to lock down their items as shoplifting just ramps up all over the region. From lipstick to lottery tickets, businesses have been increasing security measures to keep their inventory from just walking out the door. CTV's Vanessa Wright met with a business owner who was paying the price in profits and in peace of mind.
So as soon as he tried to grab the tray, all the lottery fell on my side.
Owner Karan Kumar Patel is still in shock after a scary incident last Saturday night at his Dartmouth convenience store. The surveillance video shows an individual spraying pepper spray in his face and striking him several times.
I was totally in shock because I wasn't expecting, I haven't expected in my wildest dream that any could anything like this would happen in this area because this is like very, very quiet area.
He says the suspect left with lottery tickets valuing about $20, but it was enough for Patel to beef up security.
So after the incident happened, immediately we locked these trays, so now they cannot open the trays.
Patel says he will be doing things differently moving forward, and he's not the only one. Big box stores have also taken protective measures. Retail analyst Bruce Winder says shoplifting continues to soar, partly because of current economic times.
It's almost a perfect storm for crime. The penalties appear to be low. The odds of getting caught are low. It's easy to move the merchandise for cash, and retailers have a bit of a hands-off approach because of liabilities.
In the last week alone, there have been a string of robberies in HRM, from gas stations to drugstores. Halifax police have their hands full with ongoing investigations.
Any incidents such as a robbery or where there's violence or use of a weapon, it's definitely concerning, and obviously concerning to the public and the staff that work at these stores.
Back at his store, Patel hopes thieves will think twice before they strike.
Got the baseball bat just for the safety.
Calling cases like these a blow to hardworking small businesses. These days, he won't even go out back or to the washroom without locking up, even for a minute. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Vanessa. Time for one final break tonight. Coming up, putting the spotlight on some non-traditional pets that need homes as well. First, though, it's your wake-up weather. Here's a live look at Argyle Street that feels a lot more like April tonight than January. 4 degrees. Kaylin Mitchell with everything you need to know for the wake-up weather when we come back.
Enjoy an unforgettable evening at the 2026 Inspired Gala and Auction February 18th in Halifax. Celebrate Special Olympic athletes, coaches, and volunteers, featuring special guest Loretta Claiborne. For tickets, visit specialolympicsns.ca.
Friday morning, the weekend upon us again. I tweeted out a picture I saw in the back parking lot a little earlier. A bunch of leaves stuck to a snow shovel. I feel like that just kind of defines what we've been through lately.
Like the merger of fall and winter. Which
exactly.
Kind of feels like the weather that we've had over the last couple of days. And it continues on into the start of the day for tomorrow. Remember, rainy start to the day, most of Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, but that rain clears off towards the northeast morning into afternoon. It is replaced by a mixture of showers and flurries and temperatures that get colder through the day in a gusty west and northwest wind. There's also an area of snow across northern areas of New Brunswick on Friday that could bring some amounts of around 2 to 5 centimeters. Bruce.
All right, thank you, sir. Well, if you're thinking about adopting an animal, why not consider something small, even pocket-sized? CTV's Stephanie Seacos tells us tonight there are hundreds of small animals ending up in shelters every year, and they need homes just like your traditional dogs and cats.
The Nova Scotia SPCA is full of animals, including dozens of smaller critters looking for their forever homes.
Those can range from our smaller, what we call pocket pets because of their size, pets like guinea pigs or hamsters or rats as well, to birds.
While it's not as common for the SPCA to receive those types of animals,
here you go.
Many end up in the shelter each year.
We get about 350 critters in our shelters. Compare that, we get over 1,000 dogs a year and over 3,000 cats a year.
The most common critters are rabbits and bunnies.
They may be stray. They do breed quite rapidly and have larger litters, so it can quickly get overwhelming for someone. Also, the commitment of owning a rabbit is something that you have to be prepared for. Hey, buddy.
Brianna Fay, the manager at the Dartmouth shelter, says the most important thing to know when getting a small animal is socialization.
They can't be left for long periods, without having human interaction. And sometimes it is beneficial to have a friend. Like guinea pigs, they really do thrive with having a friend with them at all times. Rabbits can kind of be a hit or miss.
Whether you're looking for a pocket pet or something bigger, the SPCA recommends turning to adoption. Stephanie Seacos, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Some important information there. Thank you for sharing, Stephanie. Thank you for joining us tonight. CTVNewsAtlantic.ca is your home for news. It updates right around the clock, and you should check it out if you tuned in a little late tonight or you'd like a closer look at anything you've seen. I'm Bruce Frisco. Thanks for staying up late with us. Have a good evening. Hope to see you again tomorrow night for Friday.